Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Captain of Industry. Hope you're having a sweet day today. I've had like a nice little 4-day sort of vacation, if you will, away from all video games. Started focusing a little bit more on my health. I got some stuff coming up that I'm going to need to get in shape for. And just spending more time with my kid, you know. It's good to just... I mean, I can't have the kid just growing up, all right, without knowing his father, okay? Just because I wanted to play video games. All right, so here's a couple of changes we're going to make today, all right? And I wanted to address a couple of comments, and I wanted to sort of patch some stuff up to better our fuel situation and stuff as well. First thing I'm going to do, the reason why I started with the ship is because the ship right now has a battle score of 430. We need to get this raised up higher so that we can be more capable in the water. Our armor plating research is done, as well as vacuum desalination now. And I can go ahead and get armor plating 2 on the front and back. And this is going to cost us 400 steel. We have plenty in storage, and it's going to bring our battle score now up to 510, which is everything I want and more. All right, so there we go. All right, so we're going to let this run a little bit longer. Let me just get these notifications for the uneven terrain out of the way, because I don't really care. They're not going to collapse. I mean, if they will, then it's taken them forever to do so, because like this notice has been on for a very long time. So the next thing I'd like to do is I want to talk about fuel. And I've got something queued up here, and I'm going to go ahead and actually let them build this. I'm not going to use any Unity for it, but I'm going to let them build this. And I want to show you kind of more of the long game, right? And thinking bigger picture, right? As well as maybe just doing a little math. All right, so right now we have 2 shortages, naphtha and fuel. All right, now even if we get our oil game under control, which I'm hoping to do, well, I'm hoping that just by providing consistent fuel, this oil game will work itself out. We got lots of oil coming in here on the ship. But basically, in order to get fuel going well, we need to increase production. It has nothing to do with our supply chain. It has everything to do with our supply itself. We're not creating enough. We're also not creating enough naphtha to really make everything happen the way I want right now. And as a result, 3 of these are paused because they take fuel to make the naphtha, right? And they distribute sour water and everything, but like whatever. Now, if I can turn all of these on consistently, this will lead to sour water filling up, and that's okay. We can deal with that. An extra one of these sour water strippers is totally possible to put right here. But right now I don't have them all on. So once I can get them all on, we can get all the naphtha we need to continue, and also we'll have a good steady supply of fuel, right? So to get that, you can see I've got a pipe brought in and kind of wrapping around and stacking on top of other pipes. It feeds in right here. And this is the existing pipe that takes fuel, or takes diesel, into the tanks, okay? So this pipe wraps around and goes into here. I think from this point on, we're going to need to increase this. Probably going to need to upgrade this after I do this. But for the time being, I don't think we're actually outputting enough to have that matter, even when we do fire everything off. So you can see the oil is not great either. So I'm hoping that maybe through the ship getting its armor, which is done already. Oh, okay, it's being done. It's already delivered. So this, when it's done, we're going to go exploring. And there's a lot of little points here and here. There's these 3 points up here. We're going to look into that, okay? We're going to probably go out to this point or something and see if we can find anything interesting. I'm going to turn wood back on. I'm going to leave 2 people in there. I'm also going to bring coal down because it's full on storage, right? We don't need that many, so we'll just bring it down to 2 for now. That should help us with Unity a little bit as well. And so we've got this tank, and it's going to be built right here. Okay, so this is a diesel tank. We're going to send diesel into this tank. Let me pause it really quick. Now, in the sake of addressing comments, and I've responded to them in the comments, but I wanted to also talk about this too. Somebody said that instead of having, you know, trucks delivering it, taking it out of this tank and driving it all the way over and dropping it off in this tank, which is kind of what's happening. There's 3 trucks that are doing this on a route. 2 trucks. Yeah, it's 2 trucks that are doing this on a route right now. that's not sufficient, and it's also using fuel in that really long drive. Another reason why our fuel was being drained is because this is an incredibly long drive, and this island is very spread out. There's lots of places to drive, so I'm trying to keep things condensed because of fuel, right? Once we get a good source of fuel and we're constantly making fuel, maybe when ethanol becomes easier to produce, everything can maybe start working itself out. But trying to keep things condensed. However, the pipe network. This is my answer to this, okay? It just wasn't established and ready to go, but now it kind of is. And I just haven't gotten to it yet. It's on my to-do list, right? So what I want to do with this, instead of taking, as suggested, and putting a tank in the middle and having a truck, you know, kind of doing a handoff, that doesn't save me any resources. It just costs me more resources. It costs me more maintenance to do that. It costs me more, probably the same amount of fuel. But all that does is split up the fuel that I'm using with one truck and make it used with two trucks, right? There's no reason to do that. So we're going to do the thing that takes less maintenance, and we're going to use the pipe network. So this pipe here is going to get turned into a fuel delivery pipe. And what we're going to do is come off of this. We're going to go underneath. And right about from here, we're going to then, I think actually from here, we're going to come up over top. And we're going to go over top of these pipes. And we're then going to be, I guess I could just stack it, but I think it'll look better if I don't stack it. Yeah. Bring it down like this. Go underneath like that, and then it looks like we can go straight underneath this too. So let's hit F, bring this all the way over and get to here. Then we're going to ride alongside this farm all the way over to about here, lift it up to level 1 so we don't get in the way of any future farms. And then we go this direction over top of this belt to be able to get about to here. Yeah, there we go. About to here, I think. And then we're going to lift it up, go level 2. And we're going to carry this pipe at level 2 this way. So you see how we're bringing this pipe without getting in the way of anything else. We're going to bring this pipe over, wrap it around nice and tight so that it can get itself over to where our fuel is being currently made, which is here, okay? From this point, we then drop it down to level 0. And we hook it up to this balancer. Okay, that's going to allow this excess fuel, because we're still producing extra fuel. That's why this tank is always full and things are waiting around. Once we get this extra fuel to now have a place to go. So we should never have any extra fuel on this side now. It's also a little bit easier to expand on this side, just because there's more coastline that's not obstructed and everything, and I can fill this in even further and put extra boats over here if I need to, and I may. But the other reason is because oil is going to be eventually consistently delivered here and also over here. This entire workflow that you see right here, I probably will end up copying it and putting it over here too. And then I can just have that pipe feed into the rest of this, right? And we'll do that because eventually we're going to be, you know, grabbing oil from over here. It's going to take a long time, like I said, but eventually we'll be able to do that. And so with this pipe done and routed, we're going to go ahead and just quick deliver this. 154 gold parts going out to do that. You see how the fuel is just sitting in the pipe doing nothing? This is going to give it a place to go. So we're going to make both of these priorities now. So priority this way and then this way. If it can't go this way or this way, it will then go into this. And that will send the fuel through the pipe network without any maintenance or power, right? Through this pipe network that we've made. That's the reason why we made it. And it comes out over here. Okay, so then the only thing we need to do now for this is just to take this pipe and wrap it like that, go underneath both bridges, and then we come up over top of this, probably like that, just to give a little extra room, down and into there. And that will hook up both. It hooks up that side and the fuel distribution that's extra over there and brings it over here, dumps it into this tank as an extra buffer, and then that buffer feeds around and into this little slot here. I was thinking about going over top of this, but it's already kind of crowded with pipes and stuff, you know, like we have something at level 0, 1, and 2. I didn't really feel like going to 3 on this. And I also felt like, you know, a double pipe here kind of looked appropriate. Although this is a stacked railing and this is just too wide. So if I had to do it over again, I might have stacked these just to make this the same. But yeah. Now you'll notice this pipe is just a regular level 2, or sorry, level 1 pipe, because I don't believe we're going to be able to feed it fast enough anyway. I know this is level 2, and if anything, I can feed it faster into the buffer than I can distribute. That's fine with me too. If it looks like we have to, I can just tap that button, and 25 gold parts later, we're good to go. But with that feeding into this system, there's a good chance that this, yeah, it's constantly full, right? So we're going to want to upgrade this so that we can feed fuel through this faster. Now all these different sources can empty quicker. So what I'm hoping to see is that this and the rest of the tanks, of course, fill up over time, okay? So we've got that trucking route that's right here. We're going to go ahead and remove that. So that route doesn't exist anymore. We can head over here and we can get rid of, I guess, 3 trucks that are here. They're tasked with distributing to multiple places, but now we're just going to have a single truck doing that, because that truck can get it from a different source now if it needs to. So you can see the extra fuel is now being pumped through this pipe. Looks pretty good. All right, so boat. We are good to go on the boat. We got the repairs. I saw that. The repairs are done. There we go. So we need 510 battle score. So now we need crew, and we need to go someplace. And let's say we go, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We'll go in the middle and see if the radar can detect things. I just want to find cool things. I'm hoping to find another coal mine. I would hope that that's a thing. This does wait until there's cargo to pick up a lot of times, but there's also just like this going on. Like we're not actually emptied it out anyway because we're full. So maybe the coal mine isn't a thing. But the reason why I want to find another map coal mine is because I want to upgrade this port. And I also am going to start getting a little bit low going on in here. It's getting deep. You know, like we got lots of coal over here. That's a pretty good distance away, and I would like that to be supplemented with the offshore stuff as much as possible there if I can. So up we go. In other news, I suppose, we've got vacuum desalination done, and Greenhouse 2 is being researched as we go. I'm also got this glass pause, which I kind of don't need to do, so... Although we can pause this. Because look, like we're way full on glass, right? So we just need to have, maybe we can make more things out of glass. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it's needed. Possibly more household goods. I could also get more unity if I enact this. And then we could have even more glass being used, I guess. Let me just make sure that the other resources in this chain are good, though. It looks to me like wood is not good, which makes sense because of fuel, but now the wood's coming in. I just turned it on. It was paused as well, so that also makes sense because of that. I'll staff more workers in there. But the wood's going to start coming through now, and I think for the sake of helping to even further supplement our coal, I will turn a few of these on, I think. I'm just going to turn the one on so we can clear this belt. But this will, again, supplement coal just a little bit more. We've got trucks that are waiting to deliver iron. Lots of trucks waiting to deliver iron, so that's good. So we're not... draining this mine super fast. We're also going to start cutting into rock and stuff here as well. And then this needs to be mined out so that I can make a new wall here too. So lots of stuff to happen. Oh, we got a battle. A couple of big ships. I like how we're hitting them before they even arrive. Like, is our range just way better than theirs, right? Yeah. 20 kilometers and 13. Yeah, so we can hit them with these before they even reach us, and they didn't even do any damage. Oh, we smoked the enemy. And we found an oil rig. Yes. Okay, good stuff. Definitely want to start repairs on that. We'll go ahead and bring it in. That's going to help alleviate our oil problems, I think, too. Very good. So, again, I think with fuel being brought in from this side, you can see that there's a little bit of a buildup here. This is good. I'm okay with it feeding into the tank faster than we're distributing. But this fuel now goes through the system, gets into here. Everything goes in this way. I'm hoping to see this start to build up. That's what I really need to see. Okay. So build, build, build. I don't believe we need any imports here, so I can turn that off. And yeah, it's building up. Very good. We can then activate that. Turn that back on. And we can just monitor the new balance, right? But if I can, again, if I can get these things running all the time, we can get that naphtha going. That's going to help us with power and also with rubber, which helps us with maintenance. And you can see that the rubber is actually backed up now. So our 2-tank buffer is now full once again. And maintenance is more than adequate with doing things as it is. These four can handle quite a bit, in fact. And then we can also upgrade the maintenance as well to maintenance 2, which is a little bit later. I think it's actually pretty close in the tree where we are. We're doing greenhouse 2 right now, and then yeah, electronics and maintenance is here. It's after silicon, which is on the queue. So I have maintenance, I have stuff queued up, and we could probably go ahead and add that to the queue. Then after silicon, we get to this research here, which is the statue of maintenance. Now, the statue of maintenance has a very good sort of bonus in that it reduces the overall maintenance of your entire island by 5%. And you can build it multiple times if you'd like to, but you only get the bonus once. But here's the thing. It takes fuel gas continuously in order to do that. And right now my fuel gas has a better purpose, but I'm going to build it. I just don't know if it's necessary. It's not that big of a deal because we're already pretty good on maintenance as is. If we're needing a reason to burn more fuel gas, if we're producing too much fuel gas, this would be a good sink for it to go. So statue of maintenance. But if you don't provide it with fuel gas, then you get a penalty. There's a negative effect if it fails. So it's not just all bonuses, right? There's a problem there in that you have to constantly supply it with fuel gas. I'm also, now that Research Lab 4 is up and running, I've been kind of, prioritizing other things, but we also have the Tomb of Captains. Now, it should be noted that the Tomb of Captains and the Statue of Maintenance, these are both DLC content. So if you didn't get the supporter edition of the game, you likely don't have these in your, you definitely don't have this in your research tree. The Statue of Maintenance and the Tomb of Captains in the supporter edition was available to those who supported the game before it was released in early access and all that stuff. So it's kind of a reward for people who have been supporting the game for a long time. That said, they've made it available as an extra purchase. The reward that they already gave people, they made it available as an extra purchase. So if you have that, then you can get this. The Tomb of Captains provides a final resting place for generations of captains who lead the people or I guess led the people of this island. When completed, fires should be always lit, and a tomb should be decorated with flowers to pay tribute to resting captains. And you can get kind of, I think it's Unity bonuses. I haven't looked into these a whole lot yet because it's not really core content. But I think you get bonuses and stuff for building those. They are very expensive to build. Tomb of Captains is not cheap. So I am going to build it, but it's not something I'm going to do right away. I've had a question about that too, and it's definitely not something I'm going to do right away. But I do have the DLC installed, and I do have access to that stuff. So let's take a look. How's our extra fuel doing? I want to make sure that this is always running and this is always running, which is why this is prioritized. So if we get to the point where we don't have extra buildup, which almost always is because we don't have any oil. So I'm hoping this extra oil rig will take care of that, actually. Oh, I should probably do that, shouldn't I? Hang on. Gotta hit that blue button or they won't deliver it. So once we get that oil rig online, though, I think that's going to take care of our oil problems. We can also upgrade it right away. We have the extra labor, and we have a little bit of spare Unity. Not much, but a little bit of spare Unity. I'm curious as to whether or not I can support additional household goods being made. So we're making 16. What was it that we're making? 36, 72. We're making 96. About 100 of these, I guess. 96 household goods is our top capacity as long as we're feeding these machines consistently. So we should see this tank fill up because our total need for the colony right now is 73. Now, does that mean that I can do this? Total need will then be 97. So one more than what we are currently generating. I don't really have a whole lot of room for more here. I suppose I could get rid of the buffer tank and then I'd have room for one more. I could also bring one of these lines that direction. That's not a bad idea. Like, hypothetically, right? If I was to take, like, flat conveyors, I could bring glass, right, around. I could go this direction and then straight over. And then we could start feeding a whole new row of them. The same resources would all be pushed through here, right? It's just a matter of whether or not we're producing enough of them at that point. I think this is one of those things where I can just sort of like situationally turn this on and off to get extra unity for it. Just for a while. I mean, obviously 97 is more than we're making, but, you know, so it's only by 1. So we have a bit of a buffer there before it becomes a little bit of a problem. We can get that extra unity while we're at it. That's nice. Okay, so the ship is all packed up. So let's go over here and deliver that cargo. And we'll get it, get that finalized. So we're going to have extra oil rig now going. I think that's going to be a great deal. And I'm hoping that by doing that, I can then get rid of this. Because this is still on, right? I'm still dedicating 3 unity to saving fuel right now. So it's not great in that way. But I could also maybe take off the farming boost. But I'm hoping that this is catching up on... Well, it doesn't look like we're catching up on the corn at all, is it? Yeah, kind of. I mean... Yeah, sort of. We do see that animal feed is kind of struggling right now. So I'm wondering if I can just simply... If I take away the priority for now, what would happen? I mean, I get it. This isn't good. I get it. Like there's something that needs to be fixed here. And I feel like it's probably crop selection that can be fixed. We do have rotating crops, so there isn't a negative in this. I probably should just clean this up and do this. Just from a UI perspective, just having the gap means nothing. I can get extra yield from this if I just upgrade these greenhouses. So that's something I could maybe start doing a bit more of. But we are going to run into a capacity limitation on Belt 2 if we keep going. Because Belt 2 is not fast enough to take all the crops from all of these fields. So I will need to get Belts 3 going fairly soon. I just want to see it constantly backed up before I do. And of course, it's on the research. So, oh, I can't. Here we go. Yeah, oil rigs here. So we'll tell this to upgrade. And we're going to go ahead and get our boat to come back home. And deliver another load over there so we can upgrade it. And maybe we can just, start loading that ship right now. 200 gold parts to take care of that. Now our population is stalled here at 4,300 people, which is good. I don't really need any more. I think we're probably set on this for a little while. Obviously, if we start getting a worker shortage, I do have a few places here that I can upgrade still to keep it going, but I don't necessarily think that's, I don't necessarily think it's necessary. There you go. I will, I think, go ahead and turn this farm on, and then we're just going to go like that and then pause growth here. Just so we can start using that other supply that's spare here. And actually, if I allocate even more, this will take a little bit less. We could start dipping into the supply a bit more now, just as a way to sort of keep our chickens in check, I guess. I'll go ahead and pause growth here on that as well. So we'll try to keep 250 in each farm at the moment. And I'm only doing this to use the supply we already have. Like, I know that it's more labor intensive to do that. I'm aware. Same thing with maintenance. No, not with maintenance. Has nothing to do with maintenance, but labor intensive, it takes an extra 10 or 12 people. But since I have a buildup of supply in here, I can at least feed these chickens while we're at it. And I think that's better. For now, like, you know, short-term kind of thing. It's for now. Boat's leaving. Bye, boat. Gonna go get us that oil rig. So with that being done, again, I'm hoping that this doesn't have to sit here like this, right? Waiting for there to be enough cargo to pick up. That's gotta be something that just goes away forever. We never want to see that happening again, so that this can be full and all of our oil tanks can be full. And then it becomes a matter of the boat is waiting to be emptied, and that's the best situation for it to be in. We want the boat to always be waiting to be emptied instead. If we can keep the oil supply on this side up and keep these always running, then we'll have fuel excessively produced, and we can always have fuel being sent through this pipe, and that will fix our fuel problems as well. I unfortunately can't, like, I can upgrade this, but it's such a pain in the ass. I don't like it. I have enough room to do so, though. I think I can move it this direction. Maybe put it on this side. If we flatten this, then I could totally do it, but I'm hoping that I can clear this stuff out at least. And actually, let me adjust this, because I know this tank is going to have to move. So why don't we take this tank and bring it back to, like, I don't know, here for now. Yeah, we'll do it from to here from now. And then we'll just do that really quick just to redirect the supply. And we'll go ahead and kill that pipe so that no more oil goes in there. And I think I just want a flat transfer at this point. Like, I just want this fuel to all be moved over here. To just get rid of it, right? And let's give it extra room too, because why not? So this will be where the fuel supply is stored now. We should see everything going in here from this tank to here. And I think we can go ahead and get rid of this too, just so we don't put any more on that side. So this should all be funneling into here now. And it'll take some time to do that, of course, because, you know, this junction or whatever, like, it's going to max out this pipe, and then it's only going to come out of that. It's only coming out of this tank once there's nothing heading from this direction. So that's no big deal. And we'll see these guys, like, you know, picking stuff up too. Yeah, there we go. So I want to have no truck exports on this at all. Imports are fine, but no exports on this at all for now. So we're going to get this upgraded to the higher tier as well. I can probably go out further on this side. I'm worried about this not letting me to do it. I'm worried about this right here. If I was to, you know, like, I know that this doesn't work, but I'm hoping that this location right here will work. And that gives me enough room to expand, because you can see where on the right side, those red squares. Ideally, I'd want the end of the red squares to be right about where we are already. And so that would be here. And that will give me enough room to, you know, complete what I want to do. But obviously I have to break everything down in order to do that, and it sucks. But the next boat will, well, actually, I don't even know. I mean, we might have a problem with this, because the square is bigger, right? We might have a problem with these cliff sides and stuff. And then I have no oil over here, and that'll be a disaster. Ugh. Maybe I should do one of those things where I make absolutely certain it'll work. Which the only way to do that, I guess, would be to extend the coastline further out. And I can't do that while this is here. See my dilemma on that? It's like having to redo this to expand it instead of just adding 2 sections is a real drag. Of course, if I added 2 sections, I'd have to remove the water and stuff too. So I guess it's not all Goldilocks on my idea, but whatever. Fuel's going that way. Good. So let me just check this out real quick and see if this solved the problem. Because this is full, and that means there's no problem with the fuel here, right? As long as this is full, that means we're producing enough diesel. Let me see if I can turn on the last one here. And that'll be the end of our naphtha journey. We'll be producing enough naphtha now, which is great. And so we should have no maintenance issues, no issues of any kind, really. We're not using enough of this glass here to really matter, so I can shut this one down too, just to help save on the maintenance. No reason to spend it. Tree harvester has no trees, and that's fine with me, actually. We'll go ahead and get those trucks back. You go right ahead and you can just hang out here, okay? That's fine. In fact, I'll go ahead and pause you. Yeah. You just go ahead and stay there. We'll be using this tree harvester on this side to clear out these trees as we proceed with a whole new civilization. I would like to. I know it's a waste. Like, I know you don't need to do this, right? But I kind of want to have two completely separate cities, two completely separate arrangements. So, like, this is completely separate from over here, right? I don't know what that's going to do. I want to experiment with it. This island is enormous, so we could do that, I think. And then it creates even more complexity. But I think it'll be a good thing. So I want to give it a shot. Let's check this out too. They have still, after all the mining they've done, they still have not connected this ramp. So there's still only one way into here. I'm waiting for them to mine into this so that I can get this ramp cleared and this whole thing can start being mined out. But we have this. So I've added, remember I took out the coal that was in here? And so the limestone now meets here. And I thought that was a good idea, but I'm kind of thinking I want it to come back even further. I'm thinking I do anyway. Let's turn this on. Although it's not necessary, is it? No. We don't need this on. It can stay off because the concrete's backed up anyway. So because concrete's backed up in this area, it's become pretty clear to me that we don't need this many. At least in my opinion, I don't think we need this many. So I'm going to take and get rid of this section right here. Well, I think it should probably be this section. The pipe needs to be there because of the... So if I get rid of all of this, then I can scoot it back, right? I want to be able to mine more copper, right? Because you can see the supply, it dips into this area quite a bit. So I want to be able to get to more copper in this area. And so I want to delete some of this stuff. So I think I get rid of this one, this one, this one. I get rid of this one. I can kill this and that. And this will sort of just get rid of everything that's kind of in my way right now. Then we can redo how this limestone and stuff is. I think this has to stay. Although, it doesn't need to be out quite so far. It could be tighter, I think, to get into here. Because we're not... Yeah, I think I'm going to make this a little bit tighter. We'll go from here. And then what we'll do is we'll grab it from this and just kind of... Well, I know you guys will complain if I don't make this a straight line, right? Here, we'll do it like that. Okay, so it comes down hard and then just pops into there. Now this gives me more room. So what I'd like to do now is we're going to delete the limestone belt all the way from, I think, right here. I'm going to go in one more step. So I want to delete this all the way to about here, I think. Yeah, right there. So all the limestone is now going to go into the shipyard. And how's our oil? Good. Yep, we can crank this up. More oil coming in. Perfect. Let's have the ship go home. We'll take out some more pirates today too. What else do we find over here? Location with enemy. This one has a groundwater well, which could be cool to bring stuff in. And we also have another coal mine. Nice. So we can also maybe take and clear that out too. That'd be cool. Okay, with all of this out of the way, I don't need this anymore. We can get rid of the bridge. And this also opens me up later to having my wall hug this belt. So eventually this wall will just hug the belt. We're going to move the wall, essentially. But I'm not going to do that until this ramp is done because I need them to be able to come through the mine to travel. Okay, so with that done and out of the way, we can now take our limestone belt. I want to ride right up against this. We're going to go like so. Raise it up to height 2 as fast as we can. And if it lets me, it's not going to let me go across here like that. I might need to move this pipe once more. But I want the wall to be here. Actually, I'm curious. Am I allowed to put you over top of a wall? Just curious. Probably not, but... No, you have to be next to the wall. Okay. Because I really want the wall to be right here. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll take this pipe again, bring this back even further. gonna be a little bit messy on this side, but it'll be fine. Everyone will rejoice, and it'll be fine. Okay. You'll be like, that looks gross, and I'll say, yeah, but it works better because I can now do this. Bring you over here, and then go up 2 and across like this, directly over top of and hook up right here. Yep, like that. There's our new limestone belt. Okay. We don't need coal to come through here anymore, so that takes care of that. So if we need more concrete eventually, we can turn these on. Otherwise, they stay off. And we really don't even need this one. We can have this one stay off too, I guess, because it doesn't matter. Now we have a lot of concrete capacity, right? Cement capacity. These two have been off for a very long time. So we have a lot of capacity to do this. And what I'd like to do, if we can get another cargo ship, I would like to put a port right here that sends cargo that way and get that trade agreement where we can sell. I forget where it is. Here. We can sell. That's gold. Oh, I thought it was. Hang on. Is it? I never remember where the stuff is. Right here. Okay. So cement and coal, right? I want to sell the excess cement for coal because I think that's a nifty trade. Although now that we have another coal mine, maybe I don't even need that. No idea. Oh, here we go. See? Supply is starting to dwindle. And we have a unity problem still. Interesting. Let's go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to try Fuel Saver 2 off. I'm going to try that and see what happens. I don't think it's a good idea. Not yet, until we get that oil really cranking. You know, fuel's being made now, which is great. And oil's coming in. Nice. How about this side? We getting that oil delivered? I think I just need to deliver more oil on this side. Like, and you can see that we're not actually right now because of the cargo ship. So, ooh, tough call here, man. So, if I take care of this stuff and get rid of it now, then I'd have to build the new cargo port right away. I do have the parts to do it right away. So, why don't we go ahead and take this big ass risk? We will delete all of these things. Yeah, I think we just delete all these things. Well, these need to be removed first. We'll go Unity. Yikes, that's probably expensive. Sure was. We need to build the next cargo port with Unity too. I don't really have the time to waste on that. How are we doing with our pathetic little pump here? You kicking things out? Let's boost you for a bit so you can maybe get a little bit more. It's kind of pathetic. All right, so you're good to go now. Bye. Delete that port. So now I'm hoping that we can upgrade this one to a Depot 6 as well. And I just gotta know whether or not you'll let me place it here. Come on, pull the stuff out of here. Takes a long time, doesn't it? I mean, you're breaking down a cargo port, so I understand it's gonna take some time, but all right, can I please do this? Pretty please. So it looks like I won't be able to get this. Well, I can get it there. It's that little bit on the edge. It's this little thing right here. It's stopping it from building, which I was afraid of. Otherwise, I'd be able to build that right there. Maybe I can go in a little bit more? No, because it's just going to involve the coastline even further. Yeah, like right here works, but then I got that part on the right, so that if I come this way, now I've got the room on the land, but I don't have the room out there. Damn. Okay, so what I have to do is fill this in, and this is going to just probably kill my entire system for a little while, which is going to suck, but is what it is. Let's go ahead and have this filled in like this. That'll give me enough room to make this happen. And what I'd like to do is I need to tell them basically don't fill in anywhere else but here. So let's go over here and we'll just disconnect this real quick so that they can't start that. And then we'll come over to this side, make sure there's no other dumping designations, like this whole big thing right here. It needs to go. So no dumping here. We're not going to let you dump here anymore either. I have to redo that, but that's okay. So this should now be the only place in the whole island where they are allowed to dump stuff. Yes. And so all the trucks that need to dump things should be coming right here to do it. And I could even extend this out even further just to really make sure it works. There's also some stuff sticking out here. I don't particularly like that either. So how about we try do something we haven't done in a very long time, which is why I can't find it. A mine control tower. We'll get a mining control tower just, I guess, like sitting over here or something, just out of the way. And I think what we'll do with this, I need to get a couple of excavators. I'm also going to give you a couple of big trucks as well. Let's go ahead and pull the excavators off of this. I need that sand, though. We'll keep the big guy. And then on this side, we'll pull the big guy off of this. Give you the small guy, and as well as another truck. And what I'd like to do is get a big guy over here. And I'd like to tell them to mine this flat, because this isn't flat yet, and it sucks that it isn't flat. So flatten this, and if you can, I guess we'll have you flatten this too, because you can. I think you can get over there and do that. Yep, and then we'll have this be our mining designation like so. Okay, so we should now get the excavator to come over here, the truck's standing by, and the only delivery we get for oil now, you can see we are getting some oil brought over here, but the only oil that's really being delivered here now is coming from this pathetic little pump. And I might be able to just, I think I can get away with just putting another one in here. That's probably a good idea. Let's line this up a little. I don't want to have to rebuild the pipe. So what I can do instead is just put you like that. That will create the connector. And then from there, I can place you there. And then I can delete this and build that with Unity. And now we get an extra oil pump for a little bit anyway. We'll boost that too, just to give us a really pathetic supplementary oil supply on this side that trucks can deliver while we fill in this coastline a little bit better. In hindsight, if I was doing this over again, like if I was playing this over again, I would make sure I had a sturdy, flat coastline that was more than sufficient for the upgrade in the future already done. I would make sure that was already done, but it is, alas, not already done. Now so many trucks are coming over here, they're going to also be refueling quite regularly now. And since obviously this isn't going to be catching up or keeping up, so I think I'll just pause a few of these just to help it catch up. Because it obviously can't keep up because there's no oil. I wonder if I can, like, how far does this actually need to go before I can actually build this? Right? Like, how much do they really need to fill in before it's gonna be good to go? Can I, as soon as it tells me green, I'm doing it, you know? So I'm not seeing green yet. This is still red. We got red. It's not quite in the ocean enough on that side yet. Nope, not yet. So let me just let this run for a bit and struggle. And when it's done, I'll be right back. You know, oil's coming in pretty well now. So actually, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere else anyway, too. Let me just take a look at this location and see if we can't. Oh, not enough fuel. Oh, we don't have the boat fueled. Okay, the terrain is in, and it will let me build it here, and so I will. So it's going to go right there, and that's it. So we're going to clear all the remaining mining tasks in this area and make sure that these trucks get out of the way. Then I'm going to go ahead and Unity deliver that so we can get ourselves a brand new Cargo Depot 6 on this side. Then we're going to take the large fluid modules, and we're going to make sure that we're decked out with at least 5 of them for now. This fuel source here, it's kind of in a weird spot now. I don't really need it there anymore. So what we can do is we could just go in and get fluid storage to be over here again. So I liked it over here anyway, like right next to it. So let me just go ahead and pop you in like that. And then the fluid tank on this side will have you probably just come straight out. Yeah, I mean, I can also go the other way with it now because it's over here a little bit further, but I think it's fine if I let's just keep this up at level 2 until it gets to here. And then we'll drop it down like this. You know what? Let's keep it raised up to 2 until it gets to here. Then we'll drop it down. All right, and so that will go like this, and then we'll just say that's gone now. And then we'll have a temporary pipe that feeds into this one just for the purposes of... Actually, let's just do it straight in. It's a temporary pipe, just for the purposes of taking this fuel and bringing it into this tank. All right, good. So we have our new boat. It's here. Everything is awesome. Now we're gonna have a low fluid supply. Fluid? Yes, low fluid. We're gonna have a low food supply for a little bit because oil, you know, is pushing this whole area over here, which is basically facilitating the steam that's required for seawater processing, and then all of that water is then fed into the crops. And so we've had a couple of crop failures because of not having... Oh, hang on. Before we get into that, I took away all of their dumping zones, right? And that's not what we want to do. I think we could extend this coastline a little bit here too. I could make these dumping zones as well in case I want to expand this. So there's room to dump on this side, and then we can also have the excavator and stuff mining over here too. But I think there's room to do it over here too. So why don't we have them dump here now too? That way there's at least a place to do it, so they don't complain. We'll go ahead and remove the trucks and the excavator from this tower. It's not needed anymore. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and pause the tower. It's not a big deal. But if this can just get up and running again, then, you know, obviously we won't have any worries after this point. Like we'll be able to bring in oil a lot faster, and it'll be good to go. So what I think I'll do is we'll put a red pipe from here to here, and then we'll take a regular pipe and bring it up and over into that. Bring you up and over like that, and like that, and like this. So that should, I think, be fast enough, but to transport the oil from this rig. If we have to upgrade them, then fine, but you know, this is a lot faster. And then, of course, this is oil, so the boat's now going to leave and go get oil, but I don't think it's actually going to get all of the oil. I think it's only going to get one container worth, which I think for now is fine. Oh, I didn't space this out enough. Damn it. There's one space. I thought for sure I'd plan that out, but I didn't. Look at it. Feels gross. Maybe we'll just leave the fuel tank back here anyway. Is it really a problem if it's back here? Get this to go like that. Get you out of the way. Oh boy. Well, at least we got fuel into here. At least one time. Let's get rid of all of this. Do it, please. Thank you. And then we go like that. I can't believe I messed that up. All right, how about fuel right here? Yeah, we'll just right up against that. Yeah, good. That's fine. All right, and then the fuel from this can go into there as a temporary, and we'll reroute the other one later. Oh, I guess we have to reroute it now, don't we? Because we kind of have to reroute it now, because otherwise it will delay all the other machines. Right? Like the fuel supply will get backed up in here. No, it won't. No, it won't. This is a secondary pipe. So like if it doesn't go into here, then it goes somewhere else. Yeah, if it gets backed up into this system, then it just goes the other direction. It goes towards the fuel tank here. So whatever. Yeah, you're only really bringing me a little bit of oil, right? Yeah, two containers worth, and that's okay. I think Unity is the biggest problem at the moment, but I have all the parts. I just have to wait for it to go. So we have a lot of stuff here. Hang on. Can't reach destination. Where are you trying to go? What in the world? You can't reach that destination? Why? That doesn't make any sense. No, all the other trucks can reach it just fine. I think maybe just because you're trapped. Yeah, with this pipe laid in, you're trapped. That's why. Okay. Well, in that case, it won't let me do this with you. So I guess what I could do is just scrap the two of you. That should teleport you as well, I think. And then we have the lack of water problem. That's going to get solved as soon as I get that extra cargo port up. Oil pump, not enough Unity. That makes sense. This is probably why I don't have any Unity, because I'm boosting things. So let's stop boosting them. That should give me the Unity that I require to actually build Unity now. We have a good supply of household goods, so I'm going to go ahead and trigger that 3 so I can get more Unity from that. And then I think I'm going to turn off the farming boost temporarily as well. We also don't have any water because we don't have any oil, and that's it's always the way it is. If you don't have oil, you don't have anything. So this transition, I knew it was going to be a problem, right? This transition to getting this cargo port out of here and moving it and making a new one, that was going to put a lot of stresses on the whole place. It's going to happen. We already knew that. So now it's just a matter of time. It's just over time it will get fixed. Over time it will be fine. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna leave this video here in turmoil. It's not gonna last. This stuff's all gonna go away the moment this thing is up and running again, and we have oil being fed into here again reliably. The whole system gets back up and running. The water for the crops stops being a problem. This thing stops having to pick up the slack, and everything will just balance out. But it requires that port to get up and running, and so without Unity, it's just going to take time. And now I have a good supply of Unity coming in, so I could do something like that. There we go. So everything works out just fine now. This is all full, ready to go again. This is starting to build up, which looks pretty good. And then all we need now is to see a major source of oil being pumped in here, basically. Then we have the steam, and all this stuff can start running again. We can turn these things back on. Start using that little extra diesel. Diesel will start building up again, and everything will get corrected, okay? So that's just takes time to get this, because I disrupted an entire half the island supply, and the other side had to pick up the slack for a little while. It doesn't have to do that anymore. So, all right, that's it. I'm going to leave it here. We'll see you guys next time for canolas being finished, and I also want to start vacuum desalination. So see you in a second. Bye-bye.